All right, get back a little. There we go. Hi, hi everyone. It is me, Sailor Moon, and me, Sailor Uranus, or Sailor Sky World here. And today we're going to talk about, you know, Unstraight and Sailor Moon. Were they handled right? Now, there are going to be folks in both the straight followership and the unstraight followership that are going to have unbeliefs, are going to have beliefs about how the unstraight were handled in Sailor Moon. Was Sailor Moon the first drawing show and drawing film to have unstraight folks in it? I do not know. The answer is your guess is as good as mine. Now, first off, a lot of folks scathed Deke for shifting Zoe's sight from a man to a woman. And a lot of folks fought, that the Stanyards, and the back then were not the same not the same thoughts or beliefs or Stanyards or trusting and understanding about folks who are unstraight and see themselves as unstraight. And well, the mindset and the stand wasn't where it is now. Now, there a long time ago, there was folks who believed that if you were doing a film, show or play, and it was being made for children, they didn't care if it was walkers, kids, betweeners, and if you had anyone who was unstraight in it, that was a no-no. You could not have unstraight folks in a show, film, or play that were unstraight for children back then. Now, nowadays, if you don't have someone who is unstraight in a film, show, or play that is being made for walkers, kids, or betweeners, now you get scathed. So it's the other way around. Back in the day, folks thought it was wrong. Now they'll think it's wrong if you don't have them in it. Now, a lot of folks out there might wonder, why did Zoisite, who is a man in almost every offshoot of Sailor Moon, except in the English take and also in the German take? Now, keep in mind that Deke had a deal with WB and UPN and Fox at the time, and maybe some other folk works. Well, yeah, WB, UPN, Fox, and YTV. And they didn't want to lose it because someone. Now, the first thing, at least the least thing could happen, is that someone out there could say, "Oh, well, I don't want my children watching that drawing show," and then, well, that would be the least of it. Now, someone could go above that. They could somehow get a hold of UPN, UPN, WB, Fox, YTV, call them up and bitch about how they watched the drawing show Sailor Moon that had two unstraight folks in it, even though they may not be doing anything that was wrong, and say, I don't think you should do that. And if enough folks bitched and ranted, then UPN and WB and Fox and YTV would tell Deke, sorry, Sailor Moon's a no-go. So Deke didn't want to get in that bind, so that's why they shifted Zoe's sight to a woman. And it worked very well. All they really had to do was hire Settlelander show player Kirsten Bishop, who is no longer with us anymore, to speak for Zoe's sight. Now, at least in the first following of Sailor Moon, that was the only time that Deke had to deal with it. Well, by the time CLOVERWAY got the rights to work with Sailor Moon, the Frida following brought in Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune, Sailor Skyworld and Sailor SeaWorld, Amara Michelle, unlooked. You handle this. All right, Sailor Moon. So once me and my, nearkin came into the show, everyone who may have saw the Dawnish take on it knew we were unstraight lovers. So, but once again, CLOVERWAY would have been in the same bind that Deke would have been in. And keep in mind, at the time, Sailor Moon only had 2 folk works, cartoon and YTV. That was it. They didn't have Sailor Moon any other folk work. UPN and WB and Fox and USA had given up on Sailor Moon long ago. And they didn't want to go through the same bind that Deke would have gone through, that someone would have gotten irked and angered, would have gotten a hold of cartoon and YTV and told them, hey, I don't like, and if enough folks bitched and ranted about it, then, well, cartoon and YTV would have told CLOVERWAY it's a no-go. So CLOVERWAY had to shift us into near kin. Now, if you thought that that was the only thing they had to deal with, by the 4th following of the show, you had Fisheye. Now, some folks always have a big fight to wonder if Fisheye is unstraight or not. It's hard to tell if Fisheye is or is not unstraight. I don't know. But all we know is CLOVERWAY had to do what Deke did with Zoisite way back in the 1st following, bring in a Settlelander show player to do speaking for Fisheye, and she became a woman. Now, there are going to be a lot of folks out there who will tell you the grounds to why CLOVERWAY, Pioneer, whoever didn't get the rights to Sailor Stars, the 5th and last following of Sailor Moon, was because of the Sailor Starlights. You know, Dustin, Jordan, Jillian, Sailor Star Maker, Fighter, and Healer. Now, I have learned that it's not true. The truth is CLOVERWAY let the deal lap. CLOVERWAY didn't want to get a new deal with Sailor Moon, and it came to an end in 2003 YL, and that was the end to Deke and CLOVERWAY and Pioneer having any deals with Sailor Moon, except for what Deke owns, except for the Deke Sailor Moon, which nowadays is owned by Pran Bear, formerly DMX, formerly Cookie Jar, formerly Deke, formerly Disney, formerly Toei. Now, at the end of the day, a lot of folks out there are going to say that, oh, well, they should have done what Viz did. Yeah, by the time Viz got the right to work with Sailor Moon, the mindset, the stand, the trusting, the understanding of folks who are non-straight, it wasn't a big deal anymore. And a lot of folks wanted folks to be open-minded and have trusting and understanding and, you know, onlook towards anyone who came out unstraight or saw themselves as unstraight. So that's why Viz didn't have to do anything that Deke had to do, or CLOVERWAY, or Pioneer had to do, or any other sundry business that would have gotten the rights to work with Sailor Moon. Now, nowadays, having anyone in a drawing show, a film show or play is not a big deal anymore. The truth is, a lot of folks want that in there. And you can, and at the end of the day, being straight or unstraight is one's choosing. You know, it takes a long time for someone to learn about themselves, to learn if they're straight or unstraight. You know, it's not like there's some folks out there who will have you believe that being straight or unstraight is something you're born with and you have no say over. Well, that's not true. There's a lot of things you maybe don't have either run or lead over, but being straight or unstraight isn't one of them. If you feel that if you have learned about yourself for sundriest years and you feel you're straight, well, then you're straight. If you have learned a long time about yourself and you see yourself as being unstraight, then you're unstraight. None of this, you weren't not born that way. Now, I know there's going to be some folks in the straight and unstraight followership out there that's going to say that I'm wrong and it looks like it's going to rain. So if you like this film, then follow us over here at Sailor Moon for Life. Don't forget to share, thumb up, and playlist this film. Don't forget to hit that bind and ringer to know when the next upload live stream or short's coming. I, Sailor Moon Serena, I, Sarah Uranus, Sarah Skyroad Amara, and we'll see you